Good morning, YouTube, this Saturday morning. Me and Caleb was just sitting here discussing world events, and we get into these big conversations and everything. Gosh, my neck, when you sleep on the wrong side, ouch. And we were discussing the way of the world today. And you guys probably agree or not, I don't know. But it would seem very bribical. And I know that's not a word, but it's kind of a word that, a new word, maybe some crazy word that I came up with, bribical. And in that, it would seem if you can't find someone that you can trust, solely trust with your blood, maybe even. If you can't find someone you can trust, then to everyone out there, you're just a dollar bill, literally. So even if you're broke poor with nothing, some unethical, heathen, crazy person will feel that they can take advantage of you because you're vulnerable. And in doing so, they can take things from you, try to coerce you, try to manipulate you. So you have to be very careful. And we're just discussing this, like everyone's a dollar. And on the opposite horrible side of that, things that people do that you read in the news, crazy things, meticulous people that you wouldn't even think would do things like this, you find out, wow, they did that. And it's gotten to a point you're not even saying wow anymore. You're just like, another one. Maybe you're saying that. So along with all the people that they have in prison, that they say are gang members, this, that, but there's people that are not facilitating a gang or anything like that do bad shit, bad stuff. And they don't, they're not in a gang. They sit behind a desk. Or they are in a professional profession that we wouldn't want to think, that person in that profession that helps a lot of vulnerable people would do something like that. But unfortunately, things happen like that. And that's when I come back to bribical. Because everyone's a dollar bill. A bribe, there's so many news articles that you see that talk about people being bribed. And on the downside of that, people being hurt. Anything goes because everyone's a dollar. If you give me this, I'll do that. If you scratch my back, I'll do this. That's the world today. Untrustworthy, and just, there's no one out there literally, probably, that you can trust, sadly. And if you do find that, thank God I have, that's great. But if you do find that, and you have that, really, thank the Lord. Because that's really the hardest thing to find. But getting through all of that, I want to start here. And I'll start here, and then you'll hear the other stuff that I was saying. I've edited the video. I'll put that behind that. But the reason I'm starting here is I want to introduce you to my protector. And I know he's a bunch of other people's protectors that, he knows their hearts. And no one's perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. That's not what I'm saying. But God strongly looks in the heart of someone, not just the visage. And when I quote this verse, it's not because I'm saying, the rest of you watch my channel know that I'm not the type of person that says, God talks to me and I have a one-ways bridge to him and I can hear him all the time. No. I'm not that type of person at all. I lower myself at all circumstances to connect with my brother or sister, and the only thing I want to do is to share with them who really the Lord is, not what they are hearing amongst all these false prophets. And in doing that, I share my experiences of what I've been through, what I've gone through, and what has happened to me, and how the Lord has, not even to my knowledge, brought things together and had to stop individuals and not harming me that I didn't even know about until actually things happened where they either got, arrested, or something happened where they got caught or something. I'm like, wow, and that's who I was in connection with. But God actually, and unbeknownst to me, God showed me that, yeah, that's who you were in connection with, and I took care of it, and unbeknownst to me, and I think all of us go through this, right? So when the Lord was talking to Abraham, and this verse is Genesis 15, I'm not turning into the preacher, I'm just sharing the verse. Good morning, darling. That's my little angel, Candy. But this is the verse, Genesis 15, my cat, Candy, Genesis 15. The Lord's covenant with Abraham. After this, the word of the Lord came to Abraham in a vision. The Lord said to Abraham, in quote, "Do not be afraid, Abram." Is Abram. I'm saying Abraham is Abram, Abram. I am your shield, your very great reward. That goes on to say, Abraham is talking about, but I'm childish, who will inherit my estate? And it goes on to say, I will give you as many hires as if you can count the stars. That goes on to say that. I'll read that verse again from the Lord. Be not afraid, Abraham. I am your shield, your great reward. And what we need to understand is that sometimes we don't see everything that is coming at us with force, with so much force that the devil has inspired to come at us, to literally do whatever, the unimaginable, right? But God sees that. The Lord sees that. And he whatever happens in this world does not suffice in the parallel, which is the next one. So anything can happen in this world, but it doesn't carry over to the next world. And in that world, as we live side by side one another, and his great reward and shield, the Lord, his great protection, is actually shielding us from all those evil spirits. And there's so many of them that just want one thing. That's a 5-letter word. It starts with a D. For us. God doesn't. God wants life for us. And life is just not what we see. It is what you cannot see. It is living, living life to the fullest. And that starts with contentment. Not because you got monetary stuff. Because people who have monetary stuff are still like, well, yeah, I got all this stuff. I got the G-Wagon. I got the trips to Morocco, Milan, France everywhere, Africa, Paris, and I've got all the golds and everything, and I hate to keep bringing this dude's name up, but even he can be forgiven, but there's things that all of us have that opportunity if we really want to search and put our heart into it. There's those monetary things that cannot suffice. And even to those people that have those monetary things, they get to a point where, you got, I think it was like 2 or 3 billionaires that threw themselves off a building. And they had everything. They were walking in gold shoes. It's the contentment of mind, body, and soul. And that takes knowing the Lord. That takes knowing the Lord and giving him our best shot, giving him our very best, because his love is sincere, and his protection is dynamite. That's for real. That's for real, for real. Okay, so that's just I want to give you that great word. You are never alone. Don't ever think you're alone, especially if you have a heart inclined to the Lord. He shows himself to those. He knows the heart. He searches the heart. And I hope everyone can be a part of that. Okay, so good morning. I hope you have a wonderful Saturday. Until next time, thank you for watching.